I'd like to call to order the May meeting of the New Bern Board of Adjustments. Seth, will you call the roll?
Yes, sir. Richard Parsons. Thea White. Peter Dillon.
Here.
Jim Morrison.
Here.
John Riggs.
Here.
Tom Murrow. Jeff Fairboy.
Here.
Robert Sampson.
Here.
Jonathan Foster. David Bellis. Ross Reed.
Here.
All right, we have a quorum.
Have a quorum, okay? First order of business this evening, we're going to go back on a trip for from a year ago, and we have 4 sets of minutes that we need to have approved, and I think that we will do best to take them one by one, and I hope everybody's had a chance to read them and go over them. And we'll begin with the minutes from the June 24th, 2019 meeting. Anyone have any comments or changes, or additions, deletions to this? If you can remember what we did.
Look fine to me.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the June 24th, 2019 minutes.
So moved.
Second that.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor of approval of the minutes, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The next set of minutes to deal with is the September 30th, 2019 meeting minutes. Any comments, questions, concerns about this set of minutes? This was one that I think that we did some revisions to, Seth, and you sent out.
I thought the revised was improved,
Yes,
especially for the parking, that that's a special district.
yes.
And so we can,
Clarified a lot of things, yes. Okay, if anybody would like to make a motion to approve the September 30th, 2019 minutes.
So made.
second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, that takes us up to October 28th, 2019. This was our bed and breakfast meeting on Metcalf Street, I believe. Any questions, concerns, deletions, additions, corrections to this set of minutes? Entertain a motion to approve.
I move that we approve.
Okay, have a motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor of approval of the October 28th, 2019 meeting minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
So done. And that brings us to the 24th of February, 2020 meeting. And that was dealing with the boarding house at 524 Roundtree Street. Any questions, corrections, additions?
We're good to me.
Okay,
I move we approve those minutes.
okay, have a motion
Second that.
and a second. All in favor of approval of the February 24th, 2020 meeting minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you all for taking the time to go through all those minutes and get caught up on the minutes. That's very helpful. The new business we have to deal with this evening is consideration of a special use permit request for a utility facility. Property located at 757 North Carolina Highway 55 West and further identified as Craven County Parcel identification number 8-218-10, 8-218-11, and 8-218-15. At this time, We have no one that will be speaking, so we don't need to do a swear in this evening for anyone who wants to speak. So, Seth, will you introduce the?
Are we gonna do that, or are we just straight continuing?
You can introduce it, and then right when you get to the public hearing, you can continue the public hearing. So the more you do now, the less you do later.
And do we want in the minutes, the reason for that is the emergency and
Sure.
people
When
could not
the time
appear to
comes for
give
the
testimony.
continuance.
Yeah, and this is a request from the applicant to handle it this way.
Okay. The applicant Plothouse Solar LLC has requested the Board of Adjustment hold a public hearing at its regular meeting of the May 18, 2020 to consider a special use permit application to allow the construction of a 5 megawatt solar farm on 3 tracts of land for the generation of electric power located at 757 NC 55 Highway West, New Bern. We've stated the parcel numbers. The overall tract is 48.7 acres. It's currently in agricultural use with limited single-family residential right up along the highway road frontage. The proposed project was conditionally approved through the City Departmental Site Plan Review Committee on February the 28th. The applicant has agreed to all the requirements, required changes rather through the site plan, and as recommended by staff. Staff finds that the proposed project is consistent with the plan, rules, and regulations of the City of New Bern with no further changes. According to Section 15-146 of the Land Use Ordinance, community or regional utility facilities must first obtain a special use permit to operate in all zoning districts. Staff finds that the applicant has met all the land use ordinance requirements of this section for a special use permit and has no objection to the approval of this request. And so you've got a map in your packet showing the 3 parcels there outlined along NC 55 Highway. And you've got the comments from the Departmental Site Plan Review process. We just had some minor comments. And this development, although it's about 48 acres, the actual development will be 30 acres. And again, that property is currently in use as agricultural land. And drainage R20 in the area there. We've got a site plan that shows the development of the proposed solar panels, and keeping with that sort of long triangular shape of the diamond shape at the southern end. And if you look under the table of permitted uses, under utility facilities, neighborhood and commercial regional areas require a special use permit. And the property was posted in a timely manner. And again, staff has got no objections to the approval of this request.
Okay. When do we want to make the motion to continue this?
Can do it right now.
Well, I have some questions about the application. I think that would be helpful if we discuss now and got that squared away for the next meeting.
Mhm.
And on the application, the parcel number 218-10 is owned by a gentleman named Horace Tyler, but yet he is not listed as one of the owners on the application. So the applicant to have an application where all the owners of the land involved doesn't seem the way that should be. Now, I note that you say down here on the application, legal relationship of applicant to property, it says tenant and buyer, see attached lease agreement and purchase agreement. How is this all constructed?
Well, I do know they're doing a long-term lease with one of the property owners. You can go through the entire lease packet.
Well, the question I have is how is Mr. Tyler's property how can that be covered by a special use permit when he's not applying for the special use permit according to the application?
Okay.
It doesn't go to the property or to the individual. That's the question.
It does go to the property, but I think we need a clear owner's consent is what I'm hearing.
And my other question was that the William Dillahunt LLC is being signed off on by John T. Dillahunt. Since that's an LLC, do we have any documents authorizing him to be the signatory?
Like a power of attorney or something.
Well, he can be a manager.
Yeah.
He can be the manager of the LLC, and he would have authority to sign it, but
Okay.
we have no documentation that that authority exists for Mr. Dillahunt, unless there's some document somewhere in the background.
Kim, where is that? It's in the packet, that signature?
Yeah, the signature is on the actual application. On the very top where it says owner is William Dillahunt LLC, care of John.
Right. I got
And
it.
that's the parcel number ending 01510.
1-0.
111 and 115 are Dillahunt property. 110 is Tyler, or is Tyler.
10, yeah.
The application packet is relatively extensive. I can go through that and get all the
Yeah, I mean,
lease agreement type stuff and get.
okay, and make sure that, I think, since this is a quasi-judicial proceeding, we need to have all those ducks in a row, so to speak, and the documents that back them up. Not that we all have to have them, but that the city verify that all those documents are in place.
We'll verify that, absolutely.
Kip, I guess along those same lines, I guess in theory, the lease agreement and or purchase agreement, whatever it is, would potentially straighten out whether Mr. Tyler, yes, they're leasing it from him, but what interest does he have in it, or,
Yeah.
what's their legal responsibility?
And we know for a fact, as of today, he was still the deed owner, title owner to the property, but he's not mentioned anywhere in any of these applications or documents we currently
But there
have.
could have been something in the lease agreement saying, not to worry, everything's good.
Could
But
be.
Seth and Jeff can look into that.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Well, knowing that we have these questions about the application, which is the first requirement that is complete in our process that we'll go through, and considering that we have, the applicant is not present due to our current limitations on meetings and so forth, presented by the COVID-19 requirements set forth by the governor, I think it's probably appropriate that we continue this meeting.
What type of things are going to be in this utility facility?
Solar panels.
There's solar panels, that's all going to be in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm
About
speaking,
30 acres of solar panels, that's right. And a little small parking area for 2 or 3 cars, and that's gonna be it.
Okay. So the solar panels going to,
Out in the back of the field there.
okay. So who
It'll be the
is,
solar farm that we
About
see.
this high and they just cover the ground.
oh, the covered ground, so what are they doing? I mean, what I'm saying, what,
I'll
what,
see them, but they're not
Oh,
tall. They're
okay.
4 or 5 feet.
I think Matt showed some significant buffers around the outside of the perimeter of the
Yeah.
property.
Put in bushes to hide it from view.
Okay, so,
There's
Yeah.
one in the city, I guess, and there's one down 17, where I've seen them. There's one going into, Kingston on the left.
okay, so what I'm saying is what kind of energy,
155,
what is using the energy to these solar panels? I know you can have solar panels, but,
They sell it to the power company.
oh, okay, they just deal to sell it to the
Mhm.
power company. Okay, do you know which power company they're gonna sell it to, or? We're not
It'd be
sure.
Duke Energy.
Yeah.
Okay,
In
so,
fact, there's a substation according to that map right
Yeah.
next door. Probably got 100 feet to get to the power to
Yeah.
the substation.
oh, okay,
Makes sense.
all right.
Yeah, that was one of my questions, because on part of the documentation, it said, City of New Bern doesn't have electric power to the site.
Mhm.
And I was more curiosity than anything else about, how are they going to get the power from the photovoltaic things to some sort of a transmission line? And is that any of our business?
I think the answer is a great curiosity question, but I don't think it's any of our business.
Okay.
But it's interesting to know.
I'll check into that.
There's a solar farm right down the road, about less than a mile.
That's right.
Yeah,
A little further out to the west.
a little further, yeah, to the west.
Now, is this in the city limits or extraterritorial?
City
City limits. Because I think the one you're referring to was in the extraterritorial jurisdiction.
It is,
I remember when it came to the planning and zoning board.
the tax map says it's in the city limits of New Bern currently.
Okay.
Maybe they annexed it down. I guess y'all would know that.
Oh, we have, yeah. Who knows? We spot annex
Yeah.
whenever they ask.
Well, if we're ready, I move we continue this hearing to the June 29th Board of Adjustment meeting
Time
Okay.
for a time.
at 5:30 PM.
We have a motion to continue this meeting till our next regular scheduled meeting, which is June 28th at 5:30. 29th.
Okay, I see.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any additional conversation, discussion concerning this motion? If not, do we need a roll call on that?
Don't need one.
Okay. All in favor of continuation of this meeting, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for showing up this evening.